In the early 1900s, the world was buzzing with excitement about a ship unlike any other. The RMS Titanic. It was a marvel of modern engineering, the largest ship ever built at the time, and hailed as practically unsinkable. People called it the ship of dreams, and for many, it represented a new era of luxury and technological prowess. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, on its maiden voyage to New York City. On board were over 2,200 people from some of the wealthiest families in the world to hopeful immigrants seeking a new life in America. For the first few days, the journey was a dream. Passengers enjoyed the lavish amenities, the grand staircase, the swimming pool, the elegant dining halls. The ship glided smoothly across the calm Atlantic waters, a floating palace on its way to make history. The atmosphere was one of celebration and optimism. But the North Atlantic in April is a treacherous place, and despite receiving multiple warnings about icebergs from other ships in the area, the Titanic continued to steam ahead at a high speed. The crew was confident in their vessel's strength, perhaps a little too confident. Then, on the freezing, moonless night of April 14th, just 4 days into its journey, the unthinkable happened. A lookout spotted an enormous iceberg directly in the ship's path. "Iceberg, right ahead," he cried. The crew acted fast, trying to steer the massive ship away, but it was too late. The Titanic scraped along the side of the iceberg, not with a massive crash, but with a series of jolts that most passengers barely felt. Below the waterline, however, the damage was catastrophic. The iceberg had punched holes along the ship's hull, breaching 5 of its 16 watertight compartments. The unsinkable ship was, in fact, sinking. At first, many passengers didn't believe the danger they were in. The ship was so large, so stable, it seemed impossible. But as the bow began to dip noticeably into the icy water, a quiet sense of unease turned into full-blown panic. The crew started launching the lifeboats. But there was a fatal problem. There weren't enough for everyone on board. There were only enough lifeboats for about half the people. The protocol of women and children first was followed, but chaos and confusion reigned on the tilting decks. Families were tragically separated in the desperate scramble for safety. In just over 2.5 hours, the magnificent Titanic plunged into the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. Over 1,500 people lost their lives in the freezing water that night. A tragedy made worse by the fact that it could have been prevented. The story of the Titanic is more than just a shipwreck. It's a powerful lesson in humility, and a somber reminder of the human cost of hubris. It serves as a tribute to the lives that were lost, and the countless acts of heroism that took place in its final moments. Thank you for watching, and if you found this story compelling, please consider subscribing for more historical deep dives.